On the day they killed Bin Laden, I flew to Pakistan to visit him. But when I arrived, he was not home. He went already to the sea because a group of Navy SEALs crashed a helicopter on his house's fence, jumped out, stormed into the house and killed him. These were big news as America was chasing for almost 10 years the man who brought the twins of the World Center down. It seems the American did not mean to land inside the small court, but to rope down the Navy SEALs like the Israelis did on the Marmara. But something went wrong. The SEALs recovered fast, broke the doors and entered the house. The other helicopter lands more troops inside the court and the third circles above.
Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al Qaida.
One of the reasons the helicopters were not detected by the Pakistani radar, apart from the claim it is a new type with low radar signature, is that the Americans did not fly out of Pakistan, but from the American base in Terbela, which is 50 kilometers west of Abbottabad, few minutes flight away. When the action was over, they took off with Bin Laden's body to Afghanistan, 150 kilometers away, about 20 minutes flight time. All the American operation, from takeoff in Trebla and back to Afghan border, did not take more than an hour and a half. The house of Bin Laden is in Bilal town, a suburb of a medium-sized city called Abbottabad, 160 kilometers north of Islamabad. Abbottabad sits in the low hills of the Himalaya, 1,200 meters above sea level. I drove to Bin Laden's neighborhood, but the police and the army stopped the media from nearing the house.
Picture? No, I commanded in Pakistan Military Academy. There is not entry in press.
Why?
I don't know.
I looked for sideways and on the way met neighbors and tried to find out what they knew, whom they support and why here from all places.
You live here? You live in this area?
Yes, I live here.
And what do you think about it? What do you think? Not the media.
Media is telling everything.
The people in this neighborhood, they knew that Bin Laden is here? You knew that Bin Laden is here? You do not support Al Qaida?
No.
As I told you, that this is a surprise for us that in this incident Osama is killed. I think this whole operation is around 50 or 20 minutes. The helicopters takes 3 rounds. In 3 rounds there are 3 blasts, and after that is a big blast. And it's we came to know this fire is coming from their sides. We just came to know that helicopter is crashed. In the morning when Obama announced that Osama is killed in this incident, at that time we came to know, oh my God, this is a surprise for us. Still people do not believe.
We cannot accept that Obama is here and killed. We cannot believe.
Obama is not here and killed. It's Bin Laden.
Yes.
Obama is in the US. Osama, I'm sorry, Obama.
No, not Obama.
Are you sorry for him if it's Osama?
Yes, we are sorry.
You're sorry?
Yes, we are sorry.
You like him?
Osama for 2012 election.
Atiq Rahman is an internet cafe owner of Abbottabad. Bin Laden used to work with couriers who sent his messages through the internet. This cafe could have been one of the launch and receive places. Did you ever hear that Bin Laden is living?
No, never. We can't expect that the high profile here in Bilal town.
Do they support Bin Laden in these areas?
No, it's just, we can say that the Osama is we can say that terrorist because the Pakistani government also behind him and the Americans also behind him. So nobody can support him.
So the people do not support him?
Maybe some people support him, maybe not.
Abbottabad is a Pakistani army center, a military academy, artillery base, military hospitals and 2 other bases, 1.5 kilometers from the house of Bin Laden.
Osama? Bin Laden. Bin Laden.
The whereabouts of the house were open to the media in the afternoon, who filled the fields. On the northern side of the house, the neighbors related what they knew or didn't. They insisted they didn't know. Under the police feet grew cannabis indica, which is called ganja in the Indian subcontinent, wild plant that Americans media linked immediately to Osama.
Have you seen Ben Laden?
No, they haven't. They haven't. They say that the people who are living here, their children, they've been going to the school here. So that's what he's telling me.
So whom did they kill?
You'll have to ask him. He's saying that they have no idea. They just, I don't even know whether he said that they took anyone from here or not. The people that I've spoken to, the analysts, they are saying that, this is a stronghold of the military, Pakistani military, and they are just trying to portray a bad image of the military by, showing that in a stronghold of Pakistan military in Pakistan, they have conducted this operation, and now they basically have brought the Pakistan military into the spotlight. So they're going to grill them now. Let's see.
The site of the house was encircled by a 5 meters high fence, and its lock gates were guarded by the Pakistani police. The Pakistani commando officer I talked to did not know the Americans were coming. The Americans do not trust the Pakistanis for obvious reasons.
זה הבית של בן לאדן. כאן הוא גר, ככה אומרים, אוסאמה. זאת אומרת, לא בטוח, כי אף אחד מהשכנים לא ראה אותו ואף אחד לא יודע, ואף אחד לא ראה את הילדים שלו, למרות שהיו לו פה 13, למרות שהמתחם הוא גדול. האם זה מבודד? וואלה, מרחק כזה של כמה עשרות מטרים מהבתים הקרובים, קשה להאמין שאף אחד לא ידע ואף אחד לא ראה. אבל האמריקאים אפילו לא שאלו את הצבא הפקיסטני אם להיכנס או לא. נסו, לקחו, הרגו, הלכו.
Osama is my brother. No. Osama, no finish.
No finish.
Osama
He's alive.
is alive.
Okay.
Not killing Osama. What is that killing Osama?
Yeah, you tell me. Yeah. The house belongs to Arshid Khan. And you know Arshid Khan?
I don't know. They belong to Charsada, Tangi.
Peshawar.
Peshawar. So he's a Pashtun.
Yes.
Ashad belong to Peshawar.
Okay.
Owner of this house.
So this is Pashtun people.
Yes, Pashtun.
Yeah.
It is true Abbottabad does not support Osama, but it did not oppose him either. The base of support for the Taliban and Al Qaida lies in the border areas between Pakistan and Afghanistan, south of Peshawar. The minute we crossed from the Punjab to Pashtunistan, Staff, my driver, came under a lot of pressure.
Problems in Islamabad?
Islamabad is no problem, actually a big army and ranger and police together is no problem.
And where is problem now in Pakistan?
Pakistan actually near 160 kilometer Peshawar to near, and problem is Al Qaeda is bomb blast here is no find is blue.
Where in Peshawar?
Peshawar. Pakistan was born in 1947 to create a homeland for the Muslims of the Indian subcontinent. But although all its inhabitants are Muslims, there is no unity. In the north, in the Himalaya, live tribes that their links to Islamabad are loose. The center is held by the Punjabis, who runs the country. In the south, lives the Baluchis and the Sindhis along the Iranian border. And in the west lives the Pashtuns that support the Taliban and are part of the large Pashtun territory that spread deep into Afghanistan. The Americans and Tajiks are fighting them in Afghanistan. In Pakistan, they enjoy freedom. Nobody fights them, and therefore Pakistan turned into the safe haven for the Taliban fight against the Americans and their allies in Afghanistan, and a base for Al Qaeda. To this, the Taliban and Al Qaeda safe haven, I went.
Go. Osama?
No. Never. Dead.
Aftermath.
Yeah, crashed.
So this is Taliban they did it?
Staff stopped by the burned tracks of NATO convoy that was attacked 2 months ago by the Taliban on the highway between Islamabad and Peshawar, a few kilometers from the American base in Terbela.
you like Pathan people?
People Pathan like is terrorists, no. Good discipline, Pathan like. Good discipline.
And all the terrorists are Pathan?
Terrorists, Pathan is Peshawar area and other area. Is Akhwan people is, I know like is terrorism.
No Punjabi terrorists?
No, Punjabi no terrorists. No, good discipline.
Peshawar has a population of 3 million and is the capital of the tribal area called Charsada. The Taliban's revenge hits Shabakdar, 30 kilometers to the north. In ordinary days, the lawlessness profits Peshawar. You can buy almost anything tax-free on its market, from a gun to a laptop, for the best prices in the world. Peshawar is an old and important stop on the Silk Road, connecting India to Afghanistan, and is an island of tranquility. But south of Peshawar is the land the Pakistani state does not rule, and therefore I went down there to see how much it doesn't rule. We stopped for a milkshake on Peshawar's southern exit. It is hot here. The Pashtuns said that the area south of here is dangerous and I better change for the local clothing, the Peshawar kameez. But from previous trips, I know that it doesn't deceive the locals.
Actually, other people is very dangerous. He's no dangerous. No dangerous. Anybody, no problem is. Dress is changed. फिर साढ़े ना लिखने की करो. सानू सलवार कमीज दे दो. वापसी ते तो आंदे जैसा.
मेरे ख्याल में ताज़ी बातें न जाए या फिर अपना खुलिया बदल कर जाएं, जरा पठानों वाले लिबास पहन कर जाएं.
Dara is 40 kilometers south of Peshawar. This is the land of the Taliban. Police and army do not rule here. The British, when they ruled India, let the Pashtuns make weapons so they shall be content and keep the border area quiet. The Pakistanis followed suit. And now, the tradition makes to supply weapons and munitions of all kinds, first to the Mujahid that fought the Russians, and today to the Taliban and El Qaida that fights the Americans. The Pakistani army and police overlook it, so the Pathans that form 20% of the population of Pakistan will keep the fragile peace of the state.
Running position, okay?
Mushtaf stopped in a police post on the road to find out and maybe to be stopped by the police in driving into the lands of the Taliban. The policeman smiled and said it's dangerous, that they shall not escort us, that even the army does not control these areas, and if we go to Dara, not leave the car and go out.
Maybe one policeman come with us?
No help, no.
Not police.
No police?
Not
Army.
Army.
आर्मी तो कोई उन्हें तो सन कुछ नहीं करना.
आर्मी नीचे है ना.
हाँ.
दरे के अंदर तो आर्मी नहीं हो तो अलीगल आउट नीचे जाओगे ना.
Taliban problem.
Yes.
Problem. Many problems.
तो फिर उसके लिए क्या है ये ना कोई
problem for you also?
Yes.
Also problem is
no police.
No police.
This area danger area is no police. No control.
Army?
No army. Army no control. Actually is I driving use front seat to here. Is away is shoot. Is no responsible. No other is finish. I finish. No responsible. You personal responsible. You personal. Is no problem. Big problem. अच्छा नहीं
मेन बाजार के ऊपर से जाना है तो फिर तो तस्वीरें ले सकते हैं. हाईवे
नीचे हाईवे तो तले ना जाइए. हाँ उधर नहीं जाना है.
नीचे जाना है तो फिर हम इतना लेकिन मेन मसला इसका
इसका
बस ये बोलता लंजान जो बस टलन की तस्वीर.
Are you afraid? Afraid.
Half.
You don't like Dara?
Dara and terrorism is problem. His problem, you problem.
Kalashnikov?
Kalashnikov is 50. He's 75 goalies, 75 goalie magazine, 2 magazine. Kalashnikov is very big Kalashnikov, left and right sharp.
So these shops are only for Al Qaeda?
Al Qaida, only Qaida. Only Al Qaida shop. Is big problem dara, all Muslim problem dara. Pakistan is other areas, Karachi problem dara, Lahore problem dara. All this is the 2 or 3 minute new bomb is the completed. Is here on the pocket is bus service is go to Peshawar to 2 hours only time is on Rawalpindi is drill is other Lahore is drill, Gujranwala is drill.
We both went silent as we entered Dara. The only advantage that played for us was the element of surprise. Nothing would have protected me if I was identified as a Westerner. The day after Osama bin Laden was killed, my blood was free, and even in less tense days, it's not a place for tourists. But I wanted to see who rules Dara and if the independent weapon industry goes on. The Pashtuns, the Taliban, El Qaida rules Dara. I filled the weapon shop secretively, and after a quick ride with the car, we turned back and headed to Peshawar, recovering our breath. Pakistan is a fragile state built of different groups of Punjabis, Baluch, Kashmiris, Pashtuns and others. What unifies the country with the second largest Muslim population in the world, 170 millions, is Islam, or does it? Less than 20% support the ideas of Al Qaeda and the Taliban. The rest do not object, but reject the terror interpretation. But because the state is not strong enough to impose its rule, it meanders between American support and weapons, money from China and Saudi Arabia, and the pressure of the Pashtuns who wants to do what they want. And in the midst of it lives the scientist who created nuclear arsenal for Pakistan in a country that cannot support one proper highway.